I won $250,000 and a brand new Mercedes-Benz from the publishing clearinghouse. With Liz. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are returning and if you are new here, then thank you for coming here today and watching my story time video. As you can tell by the title, I was scammed out of $399.99. So this is my very first story time video ever that I have done, and I hope you like it. So let's just get on with the story. So let's start. This was about probably 6 months ago, maybe even more now, and I've been dying to do this video and I've just been prolonging it, but we're here today. One day I was driving and I was supposed to be taking a baby that me and my mom sometimes keep home, and I was taking her home. I got a call. Now let me just say, I always answer phone calls that I don't know, because I never know like if it's an emergency or anything for anyone. So I always answer from numbers that I don't know, that I don't have stored in my phone. And it came from Kingston, Jamaica. So the first thought in my head is like, okay, this has to be like a telemarketer, because even though I answer phone calls I don't know, why would someone be calling me from Jamaica? So I answer the phone call, I'm driving, I just like swipe it, put it on speaker, and it's this Jamaican man, and he's like telling me, hello, you know, I don't have your name, but your phone number was like randomly pulled from this list for the Publishers Clearinghouse, and you won like $250,000. Now at this point, there was no mention of the car at all. It was just like the money. So I'm like, okay, you know, hair flip. I won $250,000. I could use that. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is probably fake. This is probably fake. I know scams. This is probably a scam. So he's telling me like, you know, I won from this random list and everything, and it's legitimate. So he kept asking me, am I home right now? And I'm like, no, I'm not home right now, but if you guys are gonna bring me my prize, then you can just go to my house, because there's somebody there to receive it for me. So he's like very repetitive throughout the entire process. So he's like, no, you have to be home because it's your prize. Nobody can accept it for you, and it has to be you, and nobody else can do it. You have to be home, so I need you to be home. And I'm like, I'm not home. I'll be home in probably like an hour, because I had to drive like 30 minutes to where I was going and drive like 30 minutes back. So then he's like, okay, well, are you home? I don't know how many times I had to tell this man that I was not at my house and I will be back in like an hour. Like, he wasn't comprehending, or he just kept asking me. I don't know. I don't know what was going on in his head. So I keep telling him I'm not home, but somebody's there, and I figured it was a scam, but I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go along with this entire thing, and I'm glad I did, because it made for a fantastic video. So I didn't want to tell him that it was my mom that was home, so I just kept telling him there's somebody at my house. I'm like 5 minutes away from my house right now, but there's somebody at my house and they can receive the package if you should be there. So the man keeps telling me, okay, well, you need to be home, you need to be home. So then like he ends up leaving that alone, and he's like, okay, ma'am, I don't think you think this is real. I don't think you think this is legitimate. He's like, I don't think you think this is real, and if you don't think this is real, I can shuffle this package back into the random drawing and someone else will get it. And I was like, no, I believe you, it's real, I believe you. So then he's like, okay, well, I need you to write some stuff down, and I'm gonna tell you these things to write down. And at this point, he still has no idea what my name is. Only information he has for me is my cell phone number, obviously, because he called me. So he's like, I need you to write these things down, and I need you to write them, and then I'm gonna ask you to read them back to me, and after you write them down. So first he tells me to write my name, then he tells me to write down the amount of money it was, then he tells me to write down the car, which I believe it was like a Mercedes-Benz or something, and then he tells me to write down these 3 names. It was like John and like John Wright or something, and the other ones were like Catherine and then Kevin. There were like 3 names. He gave me first and last names of like all these people. There were 3 names. Who knows if the names that he gave me to write down were real or not. Basically, they were literally irrelevant to like any of this. So he tells me to write all this stuff down, and he tells me to write down my phone number too. So he's like, okay, you have won the car, you've won the money, and this is from the Publishers Clearinghouse, PCH. He's like, okay, you write down your name, and I'm like, yep, I wrote my name down. And he's like, what did I tell you to write? And I'm like repeating all the stuff back to him. My name, I didn't tell him my name, but I was like, I wrote down my name, I wrote down my cell phone number like you said, I wrote down the money, I wrote down the car, I wrote down these 3 names of these people, and they're gonna come to my house and like give me the check or whatever. So he's like, okay, thank you, good, that's good job. So he like wanted to make sure I was like listening or whatever. I literally was listening to this man the entire time. Like, I was telling him I believe him and everything, which still in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, this is a scam. This is a scam. Like, even when I see those commercials for the Publishers Clearinghouse, I think those are scams, but apparently they're real. So, but we're gonna get to that. So I write all the stuff down, I tell him everything that he told me to write down. Meanwhile, I'm still driving to where I have to go, and this man is on speaker the whole time. So at this point, he's like, okay, so those 3 names that I gave you, those 3 people, they're the ones that are going to come to your house and like give you the prize or whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So then the baby, she's like making noise, whatever. She's like laughing and playing in the car seat in the back. Now he hears her and he's like, oh ma'am, is that a baby I hear? And I'm like, yeah. So in my head, I'm thinking, what the heck does the baby have to do with anything? And he's like, ma'am, you need to be home. Please tell me you are not driving. You need to be home. And I'm like, I am home, or I don't remember if I told him I was home or that I was still driving. I think I told him I was still driving, because then he's like, well, I need you to pull over. I need you to pull over on the side of the road right now. I need you to pull over. And he was like so worried about the fact that like I was with the baby. And I'm like, what does the kid have to do with anything? What does the baby have to do with any of this? Even if I was home and he did hear like the baby in the background, how does that affect anything that this man is telling me? So then he's like, okay, did you pull over on the side of the road? I'm like, yeah, I pulled over. And he's like asking me if he was on speaker and like stuff about the baby, like why do I have a baby? Why was I driving? And I'm like, I pulled over. I didn't pull over. I lied. I did. And I kept driving because I was not about to pull over for this foolishness. So I kept driving. He's like, okay, you're pulled over. And he tells me, oh, if you don't believe this is real, if you don't believe this prize is real, then you need to like just let me reshuffle this, and you need to give the prize up and it'll go to somebody else. He just kept telling me this the whole time, like periodically. So I tell him, no, I think it's real, I think it's real, I believe you. I wrote all the stuff down like you asked me to. I repeated it back to you like you asked me to. It's the Publishers Clearinghouse. This is win this amount of money, and the 3 people are like gonna come to my house. And so he's like, okay, so what you're gonna do is go to a Walmart or a Publix. Like, are you near a Walmart or a Publix? And I was like, yeah, I'm like 5 minutes from one, because at this point I was like maybe 10 minutes away from where I was supposed to be going. So I was like literally 5 minutes from a Walmart. So he's like, okay, so what you're gonna have to do is go into Walmart and you're gonna get this receipt. You're gonna get a receipt and you're gonna give it to those 3 people like when they come to your house, and like give him like the confirmation number and everything that I got this receipt, because this is to guarantee that I am who I say I am. So he wanted me to like take my license and like take all my information or whatever and go and like get this receipt thing from like a Publix or a Walmart. It had to be a Publix, it had to be a Walmart, or like a Western Union or a MoneyGram. It just had to be like a MoneyGram place, like Western Union MoneyGram. So I'm supposed to get this receipt, and I had to have my first name and my last name on it, and I was supposed to give it to them when they came to my house to give me a prize. Now, I'm supposed to be winning like all this money in this car, but I have to go and... Okay, so my camera ran out of space, so I'm not sure what's the last thing that I said, but he was telling me to go to like a Western Union or MoneyGram or whatever, and I was supposed to be getting it with like my first name and last name, and yeah, to give this receipt to the 3 names he told me when they came to my house. So at this point I'm like, okay, this is really dumb. Like, what am I gonna be doing this for? Why do I have to get this to confirm it's who I am? He doesn't know my name, so why do I have to get a receipt confirming who I am? All he has is my cell phone number, so I should be like giving proof that it's my cell phone number, not my first and last name. So the man is like, okay, so you have to pay $399.99 and put it on this receipt, and you're gonna get your money back. Now this is when it really gets twisted. Why do I have to pay $399.99? $399.99. Okay, first of all, who tells someone to pay $399.99? Like, that's such an odd number. And then why not say $400, you know, $300, $350, like $399.99, really? So he's like, you have to put that money on the receipt, and then you have to and then you have to give it to the people, and we're gonna give you your money back. Okay, so I'm like, I'm telling the man, if you want me to pay $399.99 and you're gonna give it back to me anyway, why can't you just take it out of the $250,000 that you're supposed to be giving me? This makes no sense. I'm like, I don't have $399.99 because I really didn't have $399.99. And he's like, okay, ma'am, I think you don't think this is real. Ma'am, I think that you don't think this is real. You need to think this is real, or this is gonna go back into the shuffle. I'm gonna have to reshuffle this package if you don't think this is real. And I'm like, yeah, I believe you, I just don't have $399.99, which I didn't. So he's like, okay ma'am, in order to get the prize, you need to get this receipt for $399.99. And I'm like, what don't you understand? I don't have $399.99. I can't get this receipt. I'm at a Walmart, like I'm 5 minutes away, but I can't get this receipt. So, remember I told you guys I had to drive 30 minutes from my house and then 30 minutes back. And I'm like 10, maybe 15 minutes away from where I'm supposed to be going. He literally called me like when I was 2 seconds from I was like 2 minutes around the corner from my house. So now I've been on the phone with this man for like 20 minutes, literally. I talked to him like my entire ride to where I was going. So he's like telling me $399.99, and I'm like, okay, I don't have it, whatever. Reshuffle the package, I don't care. And then he's like, no ma'am, I don't think you understand. I have to reshuffle the package if you don't have the $399.99. I'm like, reshuffle it then. I don't care, reshuffle it. And so then he's like, okay, I can help you. I can help you. We can do part of it, and then you can do part of it, and then we'll give you the rest back. Anyway, still, I'm like, okay, why can't you just take it out of the money if you need like this confirmation thing? Just take it out the money, and then there we go, if you're gonna give it back anyway. So he's like, we can help you, we can do part of it for you. How much can you do? And I'm like, $20. I can pay $20 to get this receipt paper that you want from the Walmart, and in the MoneyGram place, I'll pay $20. And he's like, no ma'am, I don't think you think this is real. I don't think you think this is real. We'll have to reshuffle the package. And I'm like, I don't have the money. Reshuffle the package. So he's like, we will help you. We can help you. But you cannot just pay $20. You can pay at least, I think he told me like, pay at least $150 and they'll pay the rest. And he's like, you pay $150. Now mind you, when he said, oh, you can pay part and we'll pay part, first of all, I thought he was gonna say like half and half, but he didn't. And then I told him what I could do, and then he told me how much to do, and I'm like, okay, that makes no sense. Why would you ask me how much I can pay, and then I tell you, and then you tell me how much to pay? I knew this was a scam like the entire time, but I thought it was funny, so I just went along with it. So he's like, yeah, we can do the rest if you do at least $150. And I'm like, I told you I don't have $150. I don't have $399.99. I only have $20, and I'm pretty sure at that moment, I'm pretty sure I didn't even have $20, to be honest. So the man is like, oh yeah, well, you don't understand. I have to reshuffle the package, ma'am. Ma'am, I have to reshuffle the package and it will go to someone else. It will go to someone else if you cannot pay the $399.99. And he's like, well, we can pay the rest if you pay $150, but you cannot just pay $20, ma'am. I don't think you understand. No, dude, you don't understand. I'm like, I can't pay $399.99. I can't pay $150. I could pay $20. So he's like, okay ma'am, you cannot just pay $20. So literally, like, for like 5 minutes straight, I kid you not, 5 minutes straight, we went back and forth because he kept telling me he'll have to reshuffle the package, and I'm like, okay, just reshuffle it. I'm literally telling him, like, the words came out of my mouth, reshuffle the package. But no, he really thought like I was gonna fall for it and like go get this money order and give it to him, because had I went and got the money order, he probably would have been like, okay, now you need to like mail it in or something and we'll send you like the money back when they come to the door. he probably would have had said that. But for like 5 minutes straight, we went back and forth, and he's like, we're gonna reshuffle the package if you don't pay for the receipt to like prove who you are, when he still doesn't know my name. So I keep telling him no, that I didn't have any like $150 or $400, which the whole time it didn't change from $399.99, which was so stupid. And then I'm like, $20, $20, $20. So after like going back and forth with him the whole time about like the $399.99 and the $150 and everything, he kept saying he was gonna reshuffle it. I told him, reshuffle the package, just reshuffle it, because I don't have it. Reshuffle it, just do it, I don't care. He's like, okay ma'am, I'm going to have to reshuffle the package because you can't do it, so I have to like put the package back in the system or whatever. We'll reshuffle the names and then we'll like pick another person. And I'm like, okay, thanks, bye. And I hang up the phone. So this is like when I'm 5 minutes away from where I was supposed to be going. So I literally talked to this man for almost 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Him trying to scam me. So I hang up from him, I get to where I'm going, and like when I get there, I immediately like Google Publishers Clearinghouse. And cause like I told you guys, when I see those commercials, I never think they're real. Like, who gives away free money? Or like, who gives away whatever for a year? They get like free Starbucks for a year or something like that. No one gives away like that much money for free. What do they get out of it? Write it off their taxes? They probably don't even have taxes. So I Googled it, and I was like, how do you know it's the Publishers Clearinghouse? And there is a web page, which it's on my old phone, so if I can find it, I will definitely link it down below. And I did keep the paper that I wrote like all the information on for like a really long time, and I think I lost it. But if I can find it, I will try to take a picture and like put it up in the screen in the corner over there or something. But the article that talked about like how you know it's a Publishers Clearinghouse scam is, it says like if you get an email from them, then it's a scam. If you get a phone call from them, it's a scam. If you get like any type of notification other than a letter, a certified letter, then it's a scam. Because the real Publishers Clearinghouse, when they give you like the money and you want a giveaway, they'll either just show up at your door like they do in those commercials, or they send you a certified letter, which if you guys don't know what a certified letter is, it's like a letter and it has like this green strip on it and it says certified. It means that the person who it's intended for or someone else has to sign when they get the message, like the letter in the mail, and whoever is the sender, so that would be the Publishers Clearinghouse, they have to like fill out this form saying like who it's from and everything. So that's what a certified letter is. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will try to link that article down below, and be careful of the scams out there. If someone calls you telling you that there's free money, don't believe it. And if you are under 18 years old, make sure you have a parent's permission before you accept any free packages from anyone, even the giveaways that are here on YouTube. Just make sure your parents like check it out and everything first. I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story time. It was my very first story time, so I'm so proud of that. I've wanted to do one for a very long time, but I didn't have any cool stories to tell. So I'll see you guys next time, and don't forget to check out the link to my vlog channel and my last video. It's always down below in the description box, and if you want to subscribe, that is down below or at the end of this video, floored and somewhere around on the screen. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter is always down below in the description box as well. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!